feel weird that also like David. My whole thing was in fealty to David. I wanted to like let him go because I didn't want to hold him up. But he went backstage and he's watching the show, and now I feel like
bring him back out. Bring him back out.
Oh, that's why. All right, we'll understand if you leave very quickly after your encore.
No, I'm happy. Were you letting me go? Just.
I have this awkward thing where I'm not a self-loathing nerd, but I've had enough guests where toward the end of the show I've had to explain to them, we're about to do something you might not understand. Because around this hour we go into a role-playing game, and we're starting a new one tonight. And I never know, first of all, how prepared Spencer is to throw new random people into something, and I also never know how the people feel about it. And so
Well, we're not doing the adventure today, right? We're just introducing the character.
Well, I thought that we told the audience we'd play. No one knows Shadowrun. There's this thing in Shadowrun that's like a quick start rules guide that comes with
Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Oh.
the guys right here.
Dan.
Okay.
Dan, your instinct was correct.
David, have you ever played any role-playing games?
Like that kind of thing? No.
But like
it's kind of like if Lord of the Rings was oh fuck.
Have you ever heard the word Shadowrun before? No.
Shadowrun. It was a late '70s song by Billy Joe and the Fish. And baby, you make my shadow run. Variation on that.
Can you go on and explain what that would mean? Like, if someone was to make your shadow run?
It's your spirit, your soul, your the idea of who and what you are, what you stand for, what you believe. It's inside you, but then you're going to the forest for this whole other reason. There's a whole backstory, and you're going to the edge of the forest, and then you get scared, but not. It's a switch because you ate a funny cake, and the body would normally be scared, but your essence would not be scared and would stand up and fight. But in this switcheroo, because the warlock of Glenbore Falls, and you've already gone through the Valley of Tears. So so now you're at the forest, and so your essence gets scared, and then it runs through. And shadow is just a shortcut term for everything. Yeah.
I thought it was like you make me want to be a better person. You make the dark parts of me flee.
I mean, it's interesting.
I had your explanation to think about mine.
I thought it meant that, like, in a relationship, you lose yourself, so you make your shadow run. You don't see yourself anymore. You just you're absorbed.
Oh, you lose the self in a way that's selfless. Wow, this.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, I didn't get that.
Shadowrun.
Well, you see your shadow. You see yourself. You see a reflection of yourself.
Right.
You make my shadow run. I like what you are so much, and I am at such a deficit as a person that you make my shadow run. I'm just you now. I am going to be absorbed.
Oh, I thought it's a more positive thing in that you're not obsessed with yourself in the way you were before. Now there's someone else that you care for, and so you're not just self-reflexive all the time. You're
okay.
No, wait a second.
That's a better way to look at it.
I thought. I mean, obviously we've been joking around, but. I thought it's from 12 o'clock in the afternoon till just about 5 o'clock during the spring and fall, and then but time goes quicker, so your shadow actually elongates and goes away from my life
goes. Oh, time goes by like
it's
a
like
moment
time
with
goes.
You make my shadow run. It
exactly.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I just saw an older guy who looked a lot like my dad and wore blue jeans and would walk along the roadside at like 1 o'clock in the morning singing to himself.
That one's wrong.
That song.
That one's wrong. That one's wrong.
The exception that
Typical.
proves the rule.
Classic dad.
I know that I think what this song has going for it is that sun rhymes with run, and the sun makes a shadow go away.
I like the sundial theory, which is what I'm calling David's.
I think the sun makes the shadow show up. I don't.
No.
No, it
Because
blasts it with light.
at 12 noon, there's no shadow because the sun
I
is.
tried to block myself from
and
everything in your sun, but in the end, baby, you made my shadow run. You move through the sky, and it's like you. No matter how hard I try, you move through the sky, and make my darkness come undone. ...
You make my shadow
baby,
run.
You make my shadow run. From 9 to 5, I got a plier in my hand and a.
What is that job?
That's
Dan?
just blue collar flavor. Like
Now, a little fun fact is he
Also a
recorded
flyer,
that.
not a thing.
He recorded that with over 30. I think it was 32 different tools, so it could apply. So he
My
could sell
red
it.
Makes a
run,
different
make my
one.
hammer
He could sell
run.
it to different.
like Huey Lewis's song when he's like Milwaukee, like yeah. The heart of rock and roll, Seattle. Well, honey, that's our city. I didn't even know we were fans of this guy. How did he do that? Is he in our radio?
I
In our
legit.
radio.
I have that Shadowrun song stuck in my head now, for real.
Time I block your light, but when the day is done, baby, you make my shadow run.
My shadow run.
That's a duet from the TV movie.
But in the morning, the light comes again.
All right, so.
All right.
So you do know what Shadowrun is.
It's,
I was just going to say that's going to make everything a lot easier now that we are all on the same page.
I was so hoping you were just stewing there. You were like, this is a serious thing, and you're about to snap. That is not what Shadowrun is, guys. Somebody worked hard on this.
I mean, and not even in a joke, in all seriousness, I've encountered like 7 of those kinds of Shadowrun enthusiasts already, and I'm getting kind of sick of that. So
People who are like too into it. you
yeah, I'm gonna lean in that other direction. I mean, when you're talking about fairies and shit, you can't take yourself seriously. That's what the Irish do.
Look what it got him.
that brings the whole theme into it, both gay rights and religious transparency.
Yeah.
It's like, well, don't. I'm not Archie Bunker. I'm just saying, like, yeah. If you take anything too seriously, you lose your shadow.
You were making I thought when you like Irish fairies, you were trying to connect those two.
Yeah. Like what if the Irish believed in fairies so much that when you flew Aer Lingus, if an Irish guy got on the plane, he was like, "I'm sorry, I can't. That person's got salt on their shoe." We wouldn't tolerate it from them.
Aer Lingus sounds really sexual.
It does.
Yeah. The joy of it.
But there's no fairies in Shadowrun world, right? It's like a cyberpunk
No,
thing.
I mean, there's orcs and elves and shit. I don't think there's fairies necessarily.
Yeah, come on, man. There are no fairies.
But it's like technology based.
Yeah.
I did read
just-
that if elves contract one of those viruses, they could turn into a banshee, and I know that a banshee is a fairy.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah, marveling. I will take that sound at face value. You are marveling at me. As people don't laugh when Evel Knievel makes a landing. Like, I know that sound was, you were breathless.
Shadowrun is like D&D if trolls had pink mohawks and spray paint.
And iPads.
Spray paint, the hallmark of technology. But But yes, that's true though. That's
Yeah,
right.
aliens are gonna come and be like, these guys are. Oh, they have spray paint cans. Leave them alone.
Your paint ain't confined to just a can and a brush. It's in the air. Air doesn't
B-side.
rhyme with Shadowrun. It's not going to, no matter how long we wait.
So what is Shadow? Everyone's familiar with it, right?
No, I don't. I don't
no,
think
you're not.
anyone's familiar with it. It's a role playing game in which like collectively we tell a story together, whereas these guys play as characters.
I know that's your justification for playing it, but what is?
Oh no!
That one cut a little deep.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
don't
get
know
ready to rumble.
No, but it's like Dungeons and Dragons, where it's a story, but the context is different. But it's the same.
It's a different
idea.
world. It's
Yeah.
not as sword and sorcery. It's more
Right.
technology and
Yeah. It's
magic.
in the future.
But
Dis-
lasers and spray paint cans.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like a
but
dystopian Earth.
So technology, like where, and I'm not trying to be funny, but
No,
where you'd have a spell that would do a certain thing. Now you have technology that does a certain thing.
Well, it's actually both. So you got your guys who cast magic, but then you also have guys who just have guns and robot parts that hate people with magic.
David, you said you weren't.
That is too much.
And hacking.
It's a lot to digest.
I think he's got a good grasp on it.
But I think I get it.
It's if like William Gibson's future or Blade Runner, like if in the midst of Blade Runner, then someone said, there's elves now.
It's dystopian Hobbit.
It's a mishmash.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it. It's just it is just like Blade Runner, except
David-
also magic.
Seems like lazy writing to me.
Okay. Yeah, it's how you get around. Like, how are they going to be? Oh, they have magic, so they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's like the giant eagles in The Hobbit. Anyway, we don't have to get into it.
Are you a D&D guy?
I don't really know it. I just know it from playing
Right,
it
right.
here. I love like fantasy stuff, but do you like sci-fi stuff? Do you like Blade Runner and shit like that?
I like Blade Runner. I don't. Some science fiction stuff I do, but as a I'm not drawn to the genre like other people are.
You only like the best examples of it, probably.
Just good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm fine with good. Yeah. There just isn't a lot of good.
And since the first edition of Shadowrun was introduced in 1987, is that right?
I think, yeah.
So
I
it's been
trust
around for
you.
a while, but we're now in the 5th edition.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
And
we
it's
can't
set in
get someone to take another
2070.
pass at the Quran. We've got. I should stop saying that.
Before it becomes your catchphrase.
Yeah. It won't be it for very long. I'll get hebdoed. What? I can say it.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. He didn't make the rules. He's just riding them across the finish line.